Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. I've had an interesting few days where I've been really tuning into myself through meditation and realizing with clues from all over the place and asking questions of the universe why certain things have been going on in my life, recurring things. And I wanted to share part of it with you because you might find that something similar is going on in your life. So, we all have our connection to Source. Yeah. So we're all connected to Source. We're all a part of Source, and we can connect to Source, and we can get all of the energy that we need through Source. So, if we are, if we have a spiritual practice like meditation, then we can get that spiritual energy, we can get that energy from Source. And so we find, and that's the way we find our peace, our bliss, our joy, our positivity, all the good stuff, our abundance. That's how we find that from within. Now, those that don't do that, they are trying to find all of those things from outside of themselves. So trying to find it through maybe their work or other people or anything that's outside of themselves. Now, what I've found, and I never really understood this before, but what I've found is when you are a person who has a regular spiritual practice and you are generating or receiving from the universe, from Source, all of that positivity and joy and bliss and peace, and you're radiating that out, that actually attracts those people who are looking, who don't have that same connection themselves, or they do have the connection, they're just not using it. And so they're attracted to that because they want to have that energy from you, okay? And so you get this attraction pattern between people who have that energy and to people that want to get that energy from outside of themselves, from other people. Yeah. And so a name for that is energy vampires or drainers. And it's hard to spot them because they feel so good when they are draining your energy. They themselves feel so good. You don't feel so good, but they themselves feel so good. So they can seem to be joyful and they can seem to be positive and they can seem to be peaceful when they're around you, but really they're just taking that energy from you. They're draining you of that energy. And there are a few signs that someone's like this. So what they're like when they're with other people or what they're like when they're by themselves. So what they tell you they're like when they're by themselves is very different than when they're with you. You can also tell by the way you're feeling, and this is the thing that is kind of new realization to me, is when you are really aware of yourself and your own energy, your own needs, your own desires, and what's going on with your energy, because you're doing a lot of spiritual practice yourself. When you're around these people, it just feels so draining. You can tell it doesn't feel good at all. You don't feel good. Whereas when you're by yourself and you're doing your spiritual practice, you feel really good. Or when you're around positive people that have got their own spiritual practice, then you feel good. But what I've realized is that in the past, when I've been around people like this, I've actually tried to stay around them by numbing myself out. So I've been drinking alcohol, or I've been using other ways of kind of dumbing my awareness down so that I don't feel that not nice feeling of when I'm around them. And that just allows the process to carry on. And so when you're in full awareness, when you're feeling what's going on inside of yourself, then you feel, it's draining. And when you get away from them, you feel really good. And it's really fast that you feel really good too. And so this is the importance of staying aware of yourself and your own energy. You don't need to be a source of positive energy. You don't need to, for others, you don't need to, you need to do it for yourself, yeah, but not for others. You don't need to be the go-between between source and other people. If you allow yourself to do that, of course, you're going to attract those people. And this is what I've been doing. This is what I've realized I've been doing. I've been allowing people to feed off my positive energy, my peace, my joy. Instead of keeping that for myself and turning away from those people to empower them to do the same thing themselves. Because of course, if they're not getting that energy from me or anyone else, then they're going to crash and they're going to have to look within, and that's the lesson in it, and you can't stop people from crashing and getting their lessons, because they're actually really important lessons for them. And this is kind of, well, a few weeks ago I already got the guidance to move away from healing now, hence that's why Be Healing is ending, because healing is being the go-between rather than empowering people to heal themselves, to get their own energy from source, which is a very different dynamic. It might sound the same to a lot of people, but it's not. It's a very different dynamic, and it attracts very different kinds of people. And so it's challenging me at the moment, this realization. Not in the implementing of it. That's not challenging at all, because all I need to do is be aware of my own energy. If someone feels heavy or draining, then just turn my back on them. That's easy to do. It's challenging because I've always felt that I've had this role as a healer, and that me being able to have this energy, this expansive energy, I felt like I had enough to give away. And now I'm realizing that it doesn't do me any good to do that. And so this role that I thought I had is falling away, and something new is taking its place. I'm yet to see what that is, but I'm interested in this journey that I'm going through. And so, does that ring any bells to you? Have you been providing this energy for other people? I look back in my life now and I see that I've done it for a lot of people. I mean, it started off in my family, and I realize that's why they feel like I owe them so much. And because my childhood was so abusive, I had to go within and get that energy from myself, directly from source. And so I started off that way very early on in life. And of course they weren't doing that, and so they were feeding off my energy. And so when I finally turned my back on them, they had a huge reaction to it, because when you cut off that source of energy for people, they have a massive reaction to it, because they blame you. It's as if you were supposed to be feeding them with this energy, which just isn't true. And so this has been a recurring pattern, because it's felt normal to me in my life. Maybe it has been for you too. And yeah, just being aware of that might make a huge difference, especially the whole numbing out to continue being around people like that too. You might have been doing the same thing. So that's my thoughts for today. I'll see you soon. I'm not sure I'll be making a video every day now. I haven't for a couple of days, so let's just see.